Hello everyone, welcome to next episode of Mastery in Commerce. I hope my previous videos have been helping you in understanding the topic of the basic accounting. Accounting is the concept which is basically maintaining the books in such a way that where the cash is going, we are keeping each record of each transaction. Transaction is the coming and going of the cash amount. This is just a quick recap. We were doing the journal entries. If you have not seen, then you can go to my previous videos in which I have explained you about the 3 basic rules of accounting and how we are maintaining the books of account. Journal is the first book of account in which we follow 3 basic rules of accounting: real, nominal and personal. Real is debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Personal account is debit the receiver, credit the giver. And nominal account is debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. So these all 3 rules we have to keep in mind whenever journal entries we are doing. I have always been telling you, please learn these 3 golden rules of accounting because these are the keys to success. Everywhere these rules are followed. There are basic rules for keeping the books of account. Few accounts are always debit and few accounts are always credit, right? So as and when you will proceed in doing the questions, the concept will become easier and clearer to you. Now we are going to do question number 15 of your book. Question number 15, which is on page number 93 and it is continuing till page number 94. Now the first thing which we have to keep in mind is the format. First of all, using your ruler, please draw the format very neatly. Now this next column is our ledger folio. This is debit and this is credit. Please draw this format because this format carries separate marks in each question, right? Now first transaction, it is cash paid for installation of machine. So what we are getting in, what is coming in? We are getting machine. And what is going on? Credit what goes out? To cash. So we are paying cash for installation of machine, that is 500. Cash paid for installation of machine, right? Now next is we have goods given as charity. So charity is kind of expense for us. I will not say it is a loss, it is a kind of expense. So we have a rule, debit all expenses and losses. So charity will be debited. Charity account debit, and I have paid goods. So goods, whenever goods will come in the transaction, remember you will not write cash, you will write to purchases, because whatever goods we are purchasing we are entering in the purchases, right? So it is 2000. Being goods given as charity, right? Now the third one, interest charged on capitals at 7% per annum when total capital was 70,000. Now don't get confused over here. You don't write blindly seeing that 70,000 is given to you, so you have to write 70,000. No, 70,000 is the amount of capital. So you have to charge 7% on it, right? So 7% of 70,000. So it will be, first of all, journal entry. In the previous question also we had done interest on capital account debit to capital. So we are charging 7% of 70,000. Let us calculate it. 7 upon 100 into 70,000. So 4900. 4900 will come here. Right? So the language of the question matters a lot. You have to be very careful because it is mentioned in the question clearly when total capital were. So capital amount is given to you. This is not interest amount, right? 7% of 70,000 paid as interest on capital. Right? Now next we have received 1200 of a bad debt written off last year. I told you bad debt is what? When I am expecting someone to pay me money but I am not getting from that person. So that becomes a bad debt for me. Right? So last year I had thought that I will not get 1200 from a person, but now that person came suddenly and paid me 1200. This is like this, right? So what I thought will be bad debt means it was a loss last year. I would have debited it that time. So now I have to credit it. And what I have got for myself? Cash, right? I have got cash. So what is coming in for me? It is cash account. So it will be cash account debit to bad debt recovered. So it is 1200. Bad debt recovered earlier written as bad debt. Means what we thought as bad debt but now we have recovered it. Now goods destroyed by fire 2000. So whenever goods are destroyed by fire we have to deduct them from purchases, right? Now one account we will open, loss by fire, account debit to purchases, right? So 2000 is the loss we are facing because of fire, being goods destroyed by fire. Okay, now we move on to the next part. Please do the question along with me, and if you have tried on your own, that is very good. You please check your solution because solution is available in Google also, right? If you click on Google and you ask for the solution, you will get it. But you should understand the logic behind it, why and how it is done. That is why the videos are helpful for us, right? So this video will try to make you understand that if entry is done, then why it is done. Now F part is rent outstanding. So whenever rent is outstanding, it is always credited from rent account. So rent account debit to rent outstanding, and the amount is 1000. We will write here being rent outstanding. For outstanding O/S I generally write. It makes the work easier. Now interest on drawings. So whenever we are charging interest on drawings, it will be credited. So drawings account debit to interest on drawings, right? So it is 900 rupees. Being interest charged on drawings. Now the last one, we have to see this, second last one. We will see the last transaction also has some twist. That one we will see after this one. So the H part says, Sudhir Kumar, who owed me 3000, has failed to pay the amount. He pays me a compensation of 45 paisa in a rupee. So whenever 45 paisa in a rupee is given, it means he has paid you 45%. Right? This is just to confuse you. So how much that person has given you 45 paisa in a rupee means out of 1 rupee 45 paisa he has paid you, that is 45% of a rupee, right? So we have to calculate 45% of 3000, that much he has paid. So rest all is our bad debt, right? So first of all, what will be the journal entry? Cash account, we have received the cash. Then we have a loss of bad debt also. Bad debt will also be debited. And who is the person giving us? Credit the giver, Sudhir Kumar, right? So amount received is equal to 45% of 3000. So how much he has paid me? He has paid me 1350. Okay. Not received kitna? How much it will be? Not received is 3000 minus 1350. So that comes to 1650. We have got total as 3000, right? So Sudhir Kumar was supposed to give me 3000. I have received 1350 for him, and I have suffered from bad debt of 1650. Now commission received in advance. So sometimes commission received in advance, we can consider it as we have already credited it in commission account, or we have not credited it, right? So suppose we have not credited it, so we will write the entry as commission account debit to commission received in advance. So this entry we can make, or we can make cash account debit to commission received in advance. So this I am doing assuming commission in advance is not credited. So now I am crediting it, and this entry I am making assuming commission account is credited, right? So any of these two which you will make for this, both will be correct. Every question has a twist. This was the twist in this question, plus that Sudhir Kumar entry. So you have to be careful whenever any different transaction is being introduced in any of the question, how to tackle it. And every problem has a solution, that you keep in mind. If you are getting confused with something, follow those basic rules. The basic rules are going to help you that what you have to debit and what you have to credit, right? So this question comes to end. After this, from 16th question, we have to post the journal entries to ledger account. Now these questions will have two steps. First, we have to make all these journal entries, and then we have to post all these journal entries to ledgers. How the ledger is maintained, what is a ledger, I will soon be coming up with one video to explain you about the process of ledger. But I expect now that my students should be proficient enough to handle the questions of journal entries. Journal entry question generally comes in exam, and they are easy. You have to only read the transactions carefully. Every question will have one or two transactions which have a twist. So the more you practice, the more expert you will become. In my next video, I'll be introducing ledger to you. I'll explain the format of ledger and how we transfer the entries from journal to ledger. That process I will explain. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe my channel so that I get motivation to work hard for my students. So that's all for today. We will meet in the next video. Bye for now.